You have been waiting for this video for so long, and it's finally here. Hey guys, so it's about 10 hours since I came back, and we're enjoying our experience here. Starting 2:45.
Yeah. Delivery what? Labor what? No.
In the maternity ward.
What? Yes.
What we wanted to do was get a video, get a time where we could share everything in detail. So when you're thinking labor, delivery, which hospital did they use, you come to this video and you have everything. You hear my experience, you hear our experience, how it was like at our hospital, and then you know the choice to make.
I must warn you though, because anytime you said we're waiting for the perfect time, but it's just 8 weeks. So anytime is going to be crying.
Oh yeah, the special guest is right there taking a nap, and he's
waking
lifting
up.
his head. Parenting. Welcome to this video.
If you're new here, subscribe. It's right there. And click the bell icon so you don't miss the next video and the next one and the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this video is done in partnership with Nakasero Hospital. That is where we have given birth to all 3 of our babies. And if we were to have a 4th, we would go back to Nakasero Hospital because we have had a fantastic experience there. So when you get pregnant, the first question is, which doctor am I going to see? Which hospital will I give birth at? And that's the experience that we had as well when we were pregnant with our first in 2018. That's when we found out. In May 2018, we found out.
Let me just get this clear. So you have been pregnant or breastfeeding for how many for the last how many years?
Thanks to you.
No, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, thanks to you. So I've been either pregnant or breastfeeding since 2018.
It means we are fruitful.
Yeah, and we are fulfilling what God told us to do.
So you want to multiply?
We have multiplied.
Further?
No.
Oh.
For now, no. So when we were pregnant in 2018, we were thinking, which hospital should we go to? And it was a no-brainer for us that Nakasero was the choice because my husband had experience there, and we thought, let's go to Nakasero. But the question is, we didn't know which doctor to go to. So we went to the hospital, we asked for a gynecologist, they recommended the first person, and we went and saw them. We had a good experience there, and it stuck.
Yeah.
So later on, while we're consulting with our friends, asking them about gynecologists that they have used, one of them recommended Dr. Waswa, who has delivered all 3 of our babies. We have seen him for all 3 of our babies.
Do you feel weird when you meet your guy? Like,
no, not at all. Actually, we were at the hospital
this doctor
today.
has seen me, he keeps seeing me.
No,
Like,
we were actually at the hospital today, and we met him on the hospital premises, and we were just laughing like old time friends. He's now family friend. Dr. Waswa, you're now a family friend. Anyway, so we met Dr. Waswa in 2018, and he has been our doctor since then. Any query that we have, we go there. So one of the things that I love is that they're very keen. The hospital is very keen on antenatal visits.
Yeah.
It's not just in and out. You go in, you'll be taken care of. First of all, the customer care at the start. You're welcomed, you're given a seat, directed to whatever you need to do, and then you wait for your doctor. And when you see your doctor, it's like you're meeting a friend. Yeah, you feel very comfortable. They pay attention to every single detail. Not once have they missed out on anything. When to get your tetanus shots, when to whatever it is that you need, we have experienced it there. And another thing that I love is that the staff, the nursing staff, you think that they have seen many patients and they're not going to remember you. They will remember you. So you go like,
oh, hi dear.
Welcome back. Like it's amazing.
Is this baby number 2, baby number 3?
It feels just like home. So this third time when we're having our third baby, there are so many nurses now that we know from the annex, the children's annex, from immunizing our kids to the doctors to even the receptionists, the people that sit there at the front desk. There's so many people that know us now, and
so it means you are a frequent baby deliverer.
Baby, make me sound like a rabbit. Anyway, that's just to say that Nakasero really is our hospital, and I wouldn't think of any other place to give birth at. And for anyone that would ask me, honestly, I would recommend them, because if I was to have a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, without a doubt, I would go back to the same hospital.
You know, when you talk about health is something that where we are now, especially globally, we no longer think health as just you go see a doctor and you get healed.
Yeah.
It's more of the experience, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to see a doctor, the first feeling you need to have is, I feel a bit better. You know, there's so much I feel better. And I think it's important to have such a feeling the first time you get in.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they've done though. Kajambo to Julius. I think they have spoken to even the security, by the way, because there's no one who will tell you, turn, reverse.
Gender.
Yeah, you know, you drive in. If it's a drop off, they'll ask you, it's a drop off. Do you have a mask? It's not like, where's your mask? You have a mask? It's 1,000. You know, just simple kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think where we are now, it's important to consider your health rather than the money per se. You know.
Yeah.
And when you think about how much you spend when you get there, it's like actually you have spent less than what you get back. Yeah. Just because
of the
there's
experience.
there's that feeling of someone is more interested in you not dying than whether you've paid or not. Yeah. Is that the same feeling you have?
Yeah. While you're in there, they deal with your physical health, but also your mental health, the way that you feel. You know that it's a pinch in the pocket, but you are getting your money's worth and beyond.
And personally, I let me admit, actually, let's not compare, but I mean, thinking about it internationally, the pinch is not there.
It's not there.
Yeah. Considering what you get, it's not. I don't think that should be what takes you there or not, but rather the experience. Whether when you go in, I'm going to get my child. We've talked about it, and I'm coming out. Yeah. No worries of I'm going in, but this doctor won't I overbleed? Do the nurses know how to
to do?
Yes. Just tell us, how's your labor experience like when you got to the labor ward?
So this third time, I got into labor on 22nd of September. I was just here. Actually, if you follow me on Instagram, that day I was sharing stories. I was packing my hospital bag. I was feeling a I'm a bit crampish. I texted my doctor. I told him, hey, I'm feeling crampish. He's like, okay, just monitor. And if it gets monitors, let me know. So he was in the know. I stayed home. I was playing with the kids. We did some boomerangs. And then at about
11 a.m.
11 a.m. is when I started feeling that cramping. But then they intensified at about 6 p.m. At about 6 p.m. But they were still really bearable. Like, even my housekeeper didn't even know that I was in labor. So I kept my doctor up to speed. We're talking on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And then...
Can you imagine WhatsApp?
Can you believe? Yeah. And then I stayed in my room, just laboring gently and listening to music, walking around, and that carried on. Then at about 9 p.m., that's where we started to see the labor is setting in properly. So we let him know, and he told us, okay, come to hospital. That was at about 10 p.m. So we started getting ready to go to hospital and just setting up everything. By the time we got to the hospital, it was 1 a.m.
So it is 1 a.m. and we are here, right?
Yeah, we just arrived at the hospital.
But we can't even leave the place.
We just arrived at the hospital, waiting to be, what's it called, admitted.
And how do you feel?
I can't wait to meet my son.
Yeah.
We checked in. There I was now properly laboring, actually driving to the hospital. I think you had a hard time driving me because...
I wished I had the Range Rover because...
From your lips to God's ears, the Range Rover is coming.
There's just something about them. It's not an ad, but
yeah,
it is what it is. You know?
Anyway, every hump, every pothole just felt like we were crossing, I don't know, the Grand Canyon. Anyway, so we got to hospital at 1 a.m. There were people to welcome us. The guard was really, really, really kind. He let us in, found us a spot, and we walked to the labor suite. We found the midwives there. They took care of us. So we got to the labor suite at about 1 a.m. and we were welcomed by a midwife named Eunice. Eunice, if you're watching this video, thank you so much. She took care of us so well, led us to the bed, checked us in, did all the paperwork, brought everything to our bedside. There was no need to walk downstairs to pay. No, everything was brought straight to us. And then I see her needles. And she was very patient. She made sure she found the vein. She's not going to prick me and then turn the needle everywhere. She found the vein in one hit. She allowed my shenanigans of, please count up to 3 before you prick. She waited, counted up to 3, and she pricked. She got it. I was so comfortable. Imagine I was laboring. And then at this point in labor, there's a way that someone can rub your back and you feel like, hallelujah. And she was rubbing my back so well. I remember it was her turn to, I think, change a shift. And I kept begging her, please stay, don't go. I was like, no, I have other patients that I have to look at. But nurse channeled us over to midwife Naomi. She's like, she's going to take care of you. And I knew that I was in safe hands. As much as I was pleading for her to stay, I knew that Naomi would also handle us very well. So she handed us over. Just at the point, now this was 1 a.m. By the time we're done checking in and signing everything, getting the cannula, wearing the hospital gown, we're going to show you all that. Wearing the hospital gown, the doctor came in to check how far dilated I was. And at that point, I was 7 centimeters dilated.
What's dilated?
That dilation is when your cervix has expanded. So now, your cervix usually is at 0. It's closed.
What is
And then, what's a cervix?
No, what does it mean? Is that is it for like a C-section or
no? I'm going to explain. This is for a vaginal birth. So usually your cervix is closed. Yes, it's not normal. It's just vaginal.
Okay.
Your cervix is usually closed, but as labor starts, it starts to dilate and thin. So the goal is for you to get to 10 centimeters so the baby can come out.
So when the baby's head is 10, you mean when the baby is being born is about 10 centimeters?
The cervix should be at 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
So By the time we got to hospital, I was 7 centimeters. I was so excited because the other 2 times, every time we get there, we're 2 centimeters.
3.
Or 2.5. Then they keep checking you after 4 hours.
4
centimeters. It's so annoying. But this time we got there at 7 centimeters, so we're excited. Once the doctor realized that we were far along, he did not leave our side. He stayed there watching us, stayed there monitoring us. So the midwives made sure everything was set up, the labor ward was comfortable for us, and they set up the delivery suite as well. So
where you pushed from?
Yeah, the delivery suite is where you push from. It's just across the hall. So you don't have to walk a whole corridor length to get to where you're going to push from. No, it's just across the hall. So it's nothing too traumatic.
And they took you in a wheelchair, right?
No.
You walk.
You walk there. Because the walking also helps get the baby down.
Yeah.
So we arrived at 1, and at about 2:30, they realized this person is about to give birth. So they said, let's move to the labor suite. I just crossed the hall, got into the bed. While we're there, the doctor is right there, the midwives are there, they're warming up the place where they're going to put the baby. And before we knew it, we were giving birth in the middle of the night. It was our first time to actually be in labor at that time.
The loudest cry I have of all the 3.
Yeah, actually, his was the loudest cry. And I only pushed 2 or 3 times.
The ones you remember, yes.
So I didn't push more than that. I actually remember. This one is still really fresh in my mind. I pushed 3 times, and the baby was out. And even during that labor, because at some point you feel you're working against your body, against what you want to do. Your body wants to push, and it's not your time to push. Your body doesn't want to push because you're in pain. You want to close your legs. Like your body is just your body is working against you. But during that, I've heard of women who get slapped during that period. But imagine in that moment, no one is slapping you, no one is shouting at you, everyone is being very compassionate, telling you, what, the baby is here, we can see the head, just be strong, you're almost out of it. Like, it's so encouraging to hear those words. And they're also directing you where to stand, like stand here and support her this way.
And they don't chase the husband.
Yeah,
they don't chase. That's nice.
Yeah.
Because I honestly believe there are some places where there's a civil, you need that one.
Yeah, so they showed him where to stand. The drip was on. They have to put a drip for precaution. So I think I had a glucose drip. Yeah, everyone was just taking care. Then the midwives who were with us at the start were there, like in the corridors, just waiting to hear the cry of the baby. And then the baby came out. Then you hear everyone shouting, 245, 245, 245.
Yeah. Then they
everyone
come.
is excited, and they come
like,
into the room after the baby, after you've been cleaned up, and everyone is just saying congratulations. Honestly, it feels like a family. It feels like you have given.
It feels like you're the only patient.
Yeah, it feels like you're the only patient.
Yeah, because when you say that the doctor didn't leave the place, it's not like he didn't have other patients, but somehow
he stayed there. Yeah. And this has happened not just this last delivery, but even for the first and even for the second. It's consistent.
Yeah.
So he was born at 2:45 a.m. Imagine, we're just there for an hour and 45 minutes and we had a baby in our hands. We also could not believe it. After I was just telling Mark, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, I'm not pregnant anymore, like the baby is here. Yeah, it felt nice. Then they just cleaned us up, cleaned the area, gave us the baby to breastfeed. So because we gave birth in the middle of the night, we stayed in the delivery suite. They made it very comfortable for us. We were able to sleep.
They changed
they changed the beddings because they get soiled. They changed the beddings, dressed up the baby, just brought him to me to feed, and then I slept. The baby's here. I'm so sleepy and I'm freezing. I've been worked on by Sister Laura. She was the best. She was excellent. She was taking care of us so perfectly. Yeah, now I'm just going to rest and try to breastfeed the baby. I'm so sleepy. I can hardly get my eyes open. The bed is so comfortable. I'm just going to sleep. Thank you, Nakasero. And they ordered breakfast for us. So by the time we woke up, there was breakfast. You guys, it was like a hotel. We're in a hotel. Anyway, so by the time I woke up, at this point I was hungry. There was breakfast for me.
Yes.
I had breakfast, and then they sat us in a wheelchair and took us to the room.
And of course, family was there already?
No, family wasn't. This was at about 6 a.m. So at 6 a.m. we got to the room. The room was clean. The midwife handed us over now to the nurses that take care of you in the, what's that called?
Delivery ward? Labor ward? No.
In the maternity ward.
Yes.
In the maternity ward. They handed us over, and the nurses there were also kind.
Yeah.
That's the consistency
Everything
that
okay?
I love.
Are you fine?
Constantly checking on us.
We've come to check on you. Can we check, whether you're still bleeding? Yeah.
They check on the bleeding. Actually, they're very cautious about that because it's very easy for moms to overbleed after you've given
By the
birth.
way, how many times do you change your sheets?
I don't know.
Many.
They change them many times. Like, we're always clean. It's not like, we have to endure this for another 4 hours because it's not yet time to change bed sheets. No. As soon as anything is soiled, there's extra. There's extra linen, there's extra everything.
I also want to say I'm grateful to the baby came so quickly that I didn't have time to pick the baby's diapers from the car.
Because the diapers that we use are
different. So she just said, it's okay, let me try and find
She got us a diaper.
She got us 2.
Yeah.
And said, it's okay, no need to pay for them. Yeah. What they say, care with compassion.
Yeah.
Because, man, when you're not well, even if you're sick with some other disease, it really helps to have
kind people around you.
Yeah. Don't show people that they don't have money. There's that serve people just as they are, whether they have money or not.
Yeah. So even if you end up in the general ward or where you're sharing with another patient, you will get the same care without a doubt. And that's the consistency that I love about Nakasero. Hey guys, so it's about 10 hours since I gave birth, and we're enjoying our experience here. I still have a cannula on because they keep it on for 24 hours just in case there's an emergency, because you haven't yet stabilized in those first hours. And I like that. I like that they are prepared for any eventualities. The baby is fine, he's just sleeping. There's still quite a bit of bleeding from my uterus where the placenta was. And they've changed my bed sheets so many times. I like how meticulous they are. Like, they'll just come and change your bed sheets, even if they just change them, give you fresh sheets, give you a fresh dress, so you don't even have to use your clothes, and then now you're wondering how to wash blood-stained clothes. Yeah, I like that about them. They have checked on the baby, they have kept up with our medicine. Me in particular, I'm taking antibiotics and a painkiller. They have kept up with that. I took some through IV, and then now I'm doing the orals. They came and checked the baby, checked his temperature. They're going to immunize him. The pediatrician is coming to check on him. They'll do a hearing test and eye check and all those other things. I just love how meticulous they are. They've taken our food orders. They gave us many options of food varieties that are available. So all our food orders are sorted already, and it's just, I think, 10 a.m. There's hot water in the bathroom. You don't have to use a basin or a bucket or a percolator or whatever. There's a shower with hot water, a heater. Yeah, so far so good. I love my hospital, and if I was to give back again, I would definitely come back here. Yeah, and my doctor came and checked on us, and we're just laughing, and I think he's coming back in a few hours. The nurses are friendly. Everyone is just friendly. Everyone is trying to make sure that you are comfortable and having a good time. Sorry, I keep looking at the screen. I'm not used to recording vlogs on my phone. Everyone is just meticulous and paying attention, making sure you get everything you need, medicine, change. Are you feeling dirty? It's amazing. Value for money.
One of the things I really loved also was the VIP room.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best I've seen.
Yeah. It's an actual VIP room.
Really gives you the feeling like you're not sick. You kind of feel like, you know what, maybe I should just stay here for a week.
Yeah.
I think that was really great. It was really great to have that view of it.
Another thing that I really appreciate, imagine with all 3 babies that we have had, we've never had to pick money from our pockets and buy a baby basin.
Yeah, you know that.
Like, it's so odd. I've never had a list
courteous,
where I have to buy a baby basin.
Yeah.
They've always given us baby basins. Yeah, and our kids, they're big enough. The kid will use it until they're a year plus. So that's something that I really appreciate. We have never had to take our own cotton and gauze and gloves and those care kits. You just enter. Whatever you pay caters to all that. And another thing is that you know how sometimes you walk through a hospital corridor and you try to sanitize and the sanitizers are empty? These sanitizer stations are never empty. Ever. Even if you go to the top floor, there is sanitizer everywhere. Even in your room, there is sanitizer.
In the room.
In the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
So
room,
that was fantastic. And they brought us disinfectant soap.
Bathing soap.
Bathing
They keep
soap.
cleaning.
Yeah, like you hardly have to carry anything.
And
to
your
hospital.
visitors are not like pushed away.
The guards are very kind.
Yeah.
You can, and I like that they have visiting hours because sometimes people abuse the no visiting hours. Someone will come and stay.
Yes.
Yet the new mom needs to sleep.
Yeah.
So I like that they allow for that allowance for the patient to rest. So they limit your visitors to a comfortable period, but you have time to rest because you're in hospital just for a few days. Before you know it, you'll be back home. And then visitors will be everywhere at home. And the other thing that I love is that they offer to come and visit you at home.
Yeah.
Home visits.
Yeah.
So they'll come, check on you, how you're settling in, how is the baby. Also just for the mom, because sometimes we moms slip into postpartum depression. So just having someone that is in the medical field there with you, and they can also notice and tell you, what, maybe you have to check into a hospital or speak to a therapist or speak to a doctor about this, so that you're well taken care of beyond the physical.
And I think as we close, there's that thing that I think every first-time mom needs to attend that they offer, which is the prenatal classes.
Yes.
We did them. I think for 3 weeks?
We did the prenatal classes for about 6 weeks.
6
for
weeks.
6 weeks.
Once every week.
Yeah.
And you learn all this stuff. So by the time labor comes, you kind of know what to expect. Of course, it's different for everybody, but at least the class gets your mind ready, or even just you, the husband, to know, okay, this is how I need to support my wife, this is how she will feel. So I need to prepare. If she punches me, grabs me, just...
Especially for first-time moms, because no one can really explain to you what labor and delivery is. But
except a nurse, by the way.
Yeah, but hearing it from someone in the field, and then they also took us around to see the rooms and seeing that labor ward when you're not in labor is amazing. Because now when you come in labor, you know where everything is, you know where the bathroom is, you know where you're going to deliver from, you know where your baby is. And what I also like is that the baby doesn't leave the room unless your baby needs special attention, maybe the NICU or whatever. Your baby stays in the room, so there's no worry of they've stolen my child. No. So that's those are things that I love. And when I say that Nakasero is my hospital, I say that with all the confidence. Because I don't think we can ever go to any other hospital. We're so comfortable. We know where everything is. We love the consistency. We know that even if we go back 2 years from now, we're still going to get the same.
Actually, even circumcision was done there.
Yeah, our son was circumcised at 6 weeks. He was so comfortable. He didn't feel any pain. The compassion of the nurses was amazing. So those are the things that we love. So that's our labor story. We were in labor for literally 1 hour and 45 minutes, and our baby was born.